हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा
कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी।
यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम राम।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय,
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय।
राधा रमण हरे गोविंद जय जय,
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय।
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय,
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय।
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय,
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय।
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे।
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे।
गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे,
गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे।
गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे,
गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे।
गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल नंदलाल,
गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल नंदलाल।
गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल नंदलाल,
गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल नंदलाल।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे।
कलियुग पावन हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की
जय।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, for the first 5 minutes, I'm going to sweep through a few slides, which I didn't get this slideshow the other day when I was teaching you. So I thought some of the slides you might have missed. So I'm going to go through it for next 6 minutes or so. So you all can watch. I won't speak much in these slides because you know these pastimes. You heard me last time. It's a beautiful picture here. Huh? Butter thief Krishna, how he makes a pyramid and climbs on the top of the shoulders of his friends and steals the bucket, that butter pot. That is shown here. And all the covered ladies, friends of Yashoda, are coming to complain. I spoke this past time, isn't it? So this is actually called as Makanchor Damodar. Leela. So, yeah. Yeah, he goes to play. I told you this. How beloved pastime. Here he is serving his father, and the Baba by carrying the sandals on his head. Srila Prabhupada used to say, these foolish impersonalists are trying to become God, merge in Brahman and become Parabrahman. Prabhupada said, what is the need of trying to become God? You can become greater than God. Prabhupada would say, when he would show this picture and say, look at Nanda Maharaj. Krishna is giving him a treatment better than, making him equal. He is treating him in a superior position. Isn't it? By bringing the sandals of his father on his head, out of love, he is doing service to his father. See, yeah. Here Yashoda and other elders giving send off to Krishna and friends. You remember I sang one song, Yashoda requesting Krishna, don't go in the hot sunny day, my child, stay at home. Huh? Yeah. And then Sakirasa in the forest, once he goes to forest, what he does in the forest with his friends. See, this is a very beautiful scene. See, Krishna, Balram and covered boys and cows and calves, they're running into the forest and along with cows and calves. So the forest trees are welcoming, cuckoos are welcoming by cooing and peacocks are welcoming by dancing. Yamuna is throwing flowers at the feet of Krishna. So in this way, very joyful experience in the forest. This is what they do. They don't have to go to college. They don't have to go to company. Huh? This is the way life is joyful in spiritual world. See, Krishna is showing to Balaram, Bhaya, see how beautiful the forest is welcoming you. Actually, forest, all jivas are welcoming Krishna, but Krishna is telling Balaram, they are welcoming you. He's telling him like that. He's telling, bees are chanting your glories, peacocks are dancing and glancing, cuckoos are praying, like that he's saying. See, they play many games. Yeah, see, Krishna is imitating a peacock here. These are the imitation they do. They imitate the bees singing, chattering of the parrots, calling of the cuckoos, cooing of swans. All these things the coward boys imitate and enjoy. Krishna is dancing like a peacock. See, they're playing different games. The afternoon, say, and after the lunch, they're sitting and having a nice time under the trees. Sometimes Krishna would massage Balram's feet. See, Balram saying, you may wonder, right? Krishna is God and God is massaging somebody else's feet. We only have heard that Lakshmiji is massaging Narayana's feet. Have you ever seen Narayana massaging somebody's feet? That you can only find in Golok like this. Krishna is massaging his brother's feet. Therefore, in Vrindavan, Krishna does not play the role of God. He plays the role of, equal to his devotees. That is only possible when there is a most intimate love. Like when you are a small boy, your father might have allowed you to ride on him like a horse. Although your father is superior in age to you, he must have given you the chance to ride on his back because out of love for his son, father can afford to do that. Similarly, Krishna, out of love for his devotees, he massages their feet as you see here. One covered boy is singing, another covered boy is fanning with a lotus leaf. Some covered boys are clapping hands and playing the shank, you see. Yeah. See, here Krishna is lying and other covered boys are massaging his feet. See here. Great fun time they have. One Gopa made his thighs the pillow for Krishna. In this way, Yashoda is absorbed in this remembrance. What must be my son doing in the forest now at this moment? And she's thinking always like this. Hopefully he must have finished his lunch. See, even in this world, mother and father worrying about their sons comes from, it's a perverted reflection of what Yashoda is doing for Krishna. It's the same. Motherhood, original motherhood is coming from Yashoda. Just see here, yeah. So Krishna is concealing his opulence as God and he's enjoying like a village boy, you know. But often he exhibited Isha Cheshtita. He says Isha Cheshtita means sometimes in Vrindavan village also it looks like a covered boy. You know, see, it's a cloudy day, wonderfully in the forest, such a greenery, they're all enjoying. But sometimes Krishna will kill some demons, big demons like Agasara, Bakasara, Putana. Then everybody will be awakened to understand, hey, he's not ordinary boy. You know, Gargamuni told at the time of Krishna's birth, Narayana Samo Gunaihi. He said, Krishna will exhibit prowess like Lord Narayana. Now we are seeing it. Is he Lord Narayana himself? Like that, they would be confused. They exactly didn't know Krishna is God. And why? Because out of intense love, they would not bother about whether Krishna is God or not. They would simply exchange love with him. Just like I told you, our Prime Minister of India, his mother won't bother about his prime ministership. Like that, Yashoda would never bother to know whether Krishna is the God of millions of universes. She has nothing to worry about that in love. See here, Krishna is friend of everybody, of the deers, peacocks, yeah, cows, calves, birds, everybody. He is eating lunch in the bank of Yamuna with his friends. All the friends have brought the lunch packets. Some of them spread the lunch in the lotus leaves. Some of them combine some leaves and make a leaf. Some of them even keep it on a rock. And all are giving their items. Krishna, I have brought this. Krishna, taste and tell me, certify this. Rava laddu how is it? Like that. So everybody is eager to please him. See, spiritual world is a non-envious place. People are, everybody wishes to offer the best items to Krishna and see Krishna delighting in it. That's what gives them the greatest joy, you see. See here, yeah. This I told you the shloka in my lecture, Ittam Sadam Brahma Sukhanubhutya. Great jnanis are trying to see the shining tip of the toenail of Krishna, but the coward boys are so advanced that they are playing on an equal level with Krishna. Like that Shukadeva Goswami says. See, they are dancing with Krishna, playing with Krishna. And I sang this song, Adaram Madaram, last time, you remember? Yeah. Venar Madhura, yeah. Nritya Madaram, see, is dancing on the Kaliya, that is his dance. Geeta Madaram, Pitam Madaram. This Pitam Madaram, his Pitambar, dazzling dhoti was appreciated by Bhishma Pitama in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Although Krishna lifted the wheel of a chariot and charging towards Bhishma Dev, Bhishma found his form very, very attractive. He said, oh, this Parthasarathi form looks so elegant, so attractive. He said, my Lord, you can kill me if you wish. And he surrendered to Krishna, you see here. Yeah? So that form was appreciated by him. Bhukta Madaram, his eating is beautiful, like in the form of Jagannath. He eats Chapan Bhogi, eats, isn't it? And even his sleeping is beautiful. Whether as Ranganath, lying in Anantashesh, or even as Krishna sleeping. It's very sweet to look at. Therefore, a lot of people come for darshan of the Lord. Rupam Madra, Tilakam Madra. His form is beautiful, his tilak is beautiful. Kasturi Tilakam Dalaka Patale, like there's one verse. Yeah. Madhuradipate Rakilam Madhuram. Now evening is returning home now. You see? In the picture you see Mother Yashoda is extending her arms to receive Krishna. Some of the coward boys are jumping from the top, you see. They're returning back. And behind Yashoda is Nanda Maharaj, standing to receive Krishna. And behind Nanda Maharaj, you find the gopis are standing. You can see that Srimati Radharani. And by the side of Srimati Radharani, there are two gopis, Lalita and Vishaka, are standing. So these are the topmost of the gopis in Vrindavan. So now we are entering into the Madhurya Rasa, the Krishna's Rasa with the gopis of Vrindavan. They are performing Arati in the evening. When Krishna, Balram and Coward boys return in the evening. So 10 reasons why we cannot imitate Rasa dance. That's the first part of this discussion. You all have heard about Krishna dancing with the gopis in Rasa dance. So even in the Srimad Bhagavatam, when this scene was described by Shukadeva Goswami, Bhagavan apite ratri sharadotfulla mallikaha, like that he began. As soon as he began the topic, there were also jnanis, yogis in the same assembly. So they were twisting their eyebrows, looking at each other. Hey, what is this? Till now he has been telling Krishna is God, and the God is dancing with the other women. What is this? How can God do such an irreligious thing, abominable thing? They were all looking very suspiciously about the subject. And Parikshit Maharaj understood. All are not Shuddha Bhaktas in the assembly. Many others are also there. So he thought, for their sake, I will raise a question to Shukadeva Goswamiji. And then let his answer be clarifying for everybody. Like that he thought. So he asked the question, Krishnam veduhu param kantam natu brahmatayamune gunapravaho paramastasam gunadiyam katam. Like that he asked the question. He said, you are talking about the gopis of Vrindavan dancing with Krishna. Did the gopis see Krishna as God, or they saw him only as a beautiful boy? A very handsome looking boy, a lover, to whom, just as any young boy is attracted to a young girl or young girl is attracted to a young boy, they just wanted to connect with him in that way, as a kanta, or as a lover and the beloved relationship. They just wanted to dance with him. So this doubt has arisen in my mind. He said, and also he said, you are a brahmachari, suvrata. Suvrata means you have taken a strict vow of celibacy. Such brahmacharis don't delight in talking about man-woman relationships at all. That's considered abominable. Sadhus who wear saffron dress, they have nothing to give and take with opposite sex at all. They talk about Supreme Brahman, going back to Godhead. Their life style should be nirmalam, completely free from any tinge of lust. Then you are a brahmachari, you are talking on this subject. And also he said, you are a Dridhavrata. Dridhavrata means you have taken strict vows in your eating habits, sleeping habits, in your spiritual lifestyle habits. And your avoidance of the opposite sex yourself. You yourself don't indulge in opposite sex. And then while talking about God, how do you talk about the subject matter? He asked the question. You are a Suvrata, you are a Dridhavrata, like that he said. And also religious people are considered very pure and cultured, and how can this subject matter be talked? And also he asked the question, how can Krishna, being God, engage in such kind of activities? And this can be bewildering to the common people when they hear about such kind of dance. Like that he asked. In response, you will see Prabhupada and the Shukadeva Goswami is explaining. So Krishna is called Rishikesh, the super soul, Adokshaja, it's the Supreme Lord, transcendent to the material world. So Lord in this world appears and he performs many activities. Like in the picture you see, this is Vaman Deva, who lifted his leg and measured the upper and lower planets in just 2 steps out of the 3 steps. Isn't it? So naturally, Prabhupada says, don't think his activities are ordinary. He's called as Trivikrama. His activities are extraordinary. So if we don't understand it, that is not his problem, that is our problem. It's like a frog in the well trying to understand an Atlantic Ocean. Frog may say, if one frog actually came from Atlantic to meet a frog in the well, and the frog in the well asked him, how big is your Atlantic? Is it double the size of this well? And the other frog laughed and said, what are you talking? He said, maybe triple, he said. He couldn't think anything beyond that. And that other frog said, unless you come to Atlantic, you won't understand. Similarly, we think that everything we see, if I can do, then only God can do. If I cannot, then God cannot. For example, Prabhupada used to say, like when you hear about this Vaman Dev, can you become so tall like Vamana and measure the upper and lower planet systems in 2 steps? Can we do that? And when we cannot do that, we say, hey, this is all story. I don't believe it. Like that, people dismiss them. So, but then when God is dancing with other gopis, that people like, hey, this is a good story because I can imitate. I can do Dandiya Ras with girls. So therefore, they like Rasa dance. So I was working in one company called Matharan Platt in Pune in those days. There was one gentleman in my department. One day he saw me with Tilak and Kantimala and said, Radheshamji, मैं भी कृष्ण भगत हूँ. You are selling. I said, very nice. हमारे बस्ती का नाम मैंने ही दिया है, श्री कृष्णपुर नाम दे दिया मैंने. मैं बोला बहुत अच्छी बात है, very nice. I told him. And then 1 week later, I saw he was singing one very dirty Hindi movie song. He was singing. I don't want to even tell you that song. It will actually pollute my status if I tell you the song. So he was singing one dirty movie song. Then I went to his seat and said, sir, you said you are a Krishna devotee. How can you do this? You are singing dirty movie song. It's a loose speech between man and woman. So you know what he told me? थोड़ा मजा भी चाहिए जीवन में राधेश्याम जी. कृष्ण ने भी मजाक किया ना, like that he said. अरे मजाक किया? क्या किया बताइए? वो भी स्त्री लंपट हैं, वो नाचते हैं, सब स्त्रियों के साथ वो भी नाचते हैं. अगर हम भी थोड़ा ऐसे करते हैं तो क्या बड़ी गलती है? You are selling. Then I said, wait a minute. What are you talking? You know who Krishna is? Did you read the Srimad Bhagavatam properly? And then I told him, Srila Prabhupada says, in the age of 7, he lifted the Govardhan hill. In the age of 5.5, he danced on Kaliya. What do you say about that? You don't know much about his rasa dance activities. You are speaking. You know what he said? Oh, वो सब बनावटी कथा है. He was telling. अच्छा, बनावटी कथा. और गोवर्धन उठाना बनावटी है, कालिया के ऊपर नाचना वो भी बनावटी है, लेकिन रास नृत्य सत्य है क्या? You are just now quoting that Krishna is dancing with gopis, so I can also be loose like him. This is called Ardha Kukuti Nyay, we call it, which means half hen logic, Prabhupada says. That means people conveniently take that portion of scripture by which they can finger point God and they can imitate his activities and enjoy life. And the other part of the scripture they will reject because that they cannot do. Like, can he lift Govardhan hill? This fellow, he can't even lift a table with his tiny finger. Can he dance on a 1,000-hooded serpent? One hooded serpent, he cannot dance. So those two he will reject. And dancing with girls, can he do in Dandiya Ras? Yes, he can do. So he will believe in that. Krishna is doing, so I will also do. I cut his nose that day by telling this. His nose was thoroughly cut. He said, afterwards, whenever he would see me, he would run away. He would not show up in front of me. So this is the kind of low-class people we have. They, first of all, won't go to Bhagavatam and read and understand what is Krishna standard. Therefore, I am spending some time in this. In Krishna book, from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada has extracted and put these things. 10 points like this. See the first point. When Krishna enjoyed rasa dance with the gopis, his age was only 8 years old. So when Parikshit heard it, he understood. Hey, when Parikshit heard it, he said, in 8 years, how can anybody have any sexual appetite at the age of 8? So that is naturally, one cannot. So naturally, it is not a sexual relationship as people wrongly think about it. It is their own figment of their own imagination because they want to do nonsense, forcing it on God. See, the second one, this is also Prabhupada's quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam. Gopis' bodies are spiritual. Husbands saw the material bodies by their side. You will read this. As it is, I have taken from Prabhupada's Krishna book. Another important point is that none of the gopis who danced with Krishna were in their material bodies. They danced with Krishna in their spiritual bodies. All their husbands thought that their wives are sleeping by their sides. And the fathers were saying that the daughters are sleeping at home. The bodies of the gopis, which were their husbands, were lying in the bed, but the spiritual parts and parcels of Krishna were dancing with him. Krishna is the Supreme Person, the whole spirit, and he danced with the spiritual bodies of the gopis. And there is therefore no reason to accuse Krishna in any way. Krishna was 8-year-old. Some gopis were 6, some were 7, some were 9, some were 11. They were of different age groups like that. Krishna was 8. But when they left their bodies at home. They came in the spiritual bodies and danced. This is very clearly mentioned in the Bhagavatam. You will see. First point was the age. Age was 8. Second point is about the spiritual bodies dancing with Krishna. Tejiya Samna Doshaya. This is what I told you. That no one can imitate such great souls like Krishna. Like he is dancing on 1,000-rooted serpent and lifting the Govardhan hill. The very fact he is able to do such things which no human can dare imitate. And even while dancing on 1,000-rooted Kaliya, Krishna was smiling all the while. While lifting Govardhan hill here, he was lifting it like a thermocol. He lifted it so easily without any effort at all. What does this show? It becomes very clear. See, when you talk about God, many religions talk about God being great. Even in Christianity, people say God is great. And they say God is love. But you ask them, please tell me, sir, how is God great? That they cannot say. They have no information. On the other hand, in our Sanatana Dharma, if you ask, God is great, when they say, how is God great? Hey, he is Anantakoti Brahmanda Nayak. He creates millions of universes from his body, lying as Mahavishnu. And that is only expansion of Krishna. Krishna doesn't have to do that at all. See here, when he descends in this world, he's dancing on a 1,000-rooted serpent. That is his greatness. He's lifting the Govardhan hill. That is his greatness. He's devouring the forest fire. That is his greatness. He's opening his mouth and showing the whole universe within his belly. That is his greatness. He's showing Vishwarupa Darshanam, which has no beginning, no end, millions of heads, millions of hands, millions of. This is his greatness. Then it makes some difference to people. They will understand, oh, this is how God is great. Because God shows his greatness. So unless we read about it, hear about it, understand it, develop faith in it, how will we know his greatness at all? So such a great personality, when he is dancing with some of the jivas, who are these jivas? About that it will come later point. Please read this, Vaibhav Prabhu.
Carrying Krishna in their hearts, his devotees wander all over the group without any contamination. Krishna is supreme purifier and can't get polluted or do any polluting activities.
Shukdev Goswami told in response, my dear king, what are you asking? Carrying Krishna in their hearts. There are many saintly people in this world who remain Naishtika Brahmacharis. They don't need a woman. If a Brahmachari can remain Brahmachari lifelong without connecting with any opposite sex member, so do you think God has difficulty in maintaining his Brahmacharya? Then why does he need a woman? It's a good question. No? In fact, carrying Krishna in their hearts, they are able to walk even to America and London. Prabhupada is traveling Australia. He doesn't become attracted to American woman or London woman. He is able to remain a sannyasi or a brahmachari. Then what to speak of God? Therefore, one should know that if God wants a woman, nobody can produce for him. Because in this world, when Shudras marry, they only see sex match. And when Vaishyas marry, like Marwadi, Agarwal family and all, they will see money match, status match, they will see. And if Kshatriyas marry, they will see the Bahubal, strength, how whether you can subdue a bull or a tiger or like that. When Brahmanas marry, they will see the quality match or a character, those things they will see. But when Krishna, if somebody, a girl has to marry Krishna, even the earthly women or the heavenly woman, nobody will match him. So that match is a very advanced match. What is that match? Only love match. There has to be pure loving service attitude in somebody. Krishna thought nobody can match the kind of, because he's having oceanic power, oceanic beauty, oceanic strength. Everything is oceanic proportion. 6 opulences here. So what he did, he expanded from himself only. One form called as Radharani. From his left side, he expanded that form. Therefore, it is said, Radha Krishna Ekatanu Duyi Dehadari. They have assumed 2 forms, but they are ultimately, if you see, they are one person only. Krishna has expanded the Radha's form. One male. I told about this in one of the previous classes. Yeah, that means absolute truth has a male and female counterpart also. Just like Ardhan Arishwar, you say, Shiva and Parvati. Similarly, Lakshmi Narayan. Similarly, Radha Krishna. Yeah, please read it. The Gopi.
The Gopi associates of Krishna who assembled from different groups. Most of the Gopis were eternal companions of Krishna, as stated in the Brahma Samhita. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitavi. In the spiritual world, the associates of Krishna, especially the Gopis, are manifestations of the pleasure potency of Lord Krishna. They are expansions of Srimati Radharani. But When Krishna exhibits his transcendental pastimes within the material world, in some of the universes, not only the eternal associates of Krishna come, but also those who are being promoted to that status from this material world. If they have been bound by fruitive actions, they were fully freed from the reactions of karma by constant meditation on Krishna.
Yeah. Actually, when we talk about the rasa dance, I'll tell you more. Actually, there are various type of gopis who are dancing in this rasa dance. One type of gopis are called Shrutichari gopis. The Shruti means the Vedas felt that we are describing God in such elaborate manner, but we have not come to concrete understanding of Krishna's personality. So they come and pray to Krishna that please allow us to enter the rasa dance as in the gopi forms, and then we will learn the Shuddha Bhakti yoga that your pure devotees are exhibiting, so that in future we will be able to present it. Like that, the Shruti placed the request. So they became Shrutichari gopis. Then there are also Shrutichari gopis, and Munichari gopis are the munis in the Dandakaranya forest who saw Lord Ramachandra being served by Mother Sita with in service attitude towards Ram. They developed a desire to marry Ram. They thought, all of us rishis today, we will quickly transform our form into beautiful women and we'll go to Ram and plead him, please marry us. Lord Ram said, wait a minute, don't transform your forms into female forms, because I have taken a Ekapatni Vrata. When I come as Krishna, you all can become gopis, and then I will accept all of your worship and service to me. So those Munichari gopis became Dandakaranya forest munis. They became gopis also. Then there were Devakanya gopis. Where are they from? They are all daughters of the demigods in the heaven, who are also doing chanting Hare Krishna like we are doing. They are also chanting. They are also worshipping Krishna's deity form. And they have been doing devotion for many, many long years. They have become purified devotees. And then when Krishna descended in this world, Krishna gave them a personal opportunity to descend from the Devalokas to the earth. And then at ultimate perfection of their life is to dance with Krishna and go back to Godhead. For that they are called Devakanya gopis. So Shrutichari gopis, Munichari gopis, Devakanya gopis. Then there were also gopis who came from the spiritual world to the material world. They're called Nitya Siddha gopis. Why did they come? Krishna brought them. They are already perfected souls. But because Lord is coming with Srimati Radharani, they also came. And why the Nitya Siddha gopis are present? In Vrindavan, there were some gopis who were not eligible to enter rasa dance. In 10.29.9 in Bhagavatam verse, purport you will read, it says that if any gopi's heart was having even a tinge of lust, they were not allowed to enter rasa dance, it is said. So what should those gopis do? They should take shelter of Nitya Siddha gopis. They should take shelter of Nitya Siddha gopis. And Nitya Siddha gopis will train them to become purified. Just like we are all taking shelter of our guru. Actually, we came with so many type of lust, anger, greed and everything. But by taking shelter of guru and seeing the guru's purity and advancement, then we also develop a desire to become so pure. The gopis who took shelter of Nitya Siddha gopis, they become free from all the tinge of lust and everything. Then they were allowed to enter into rasa dance. You can imagine. So in this way, and also this type of rasa dance is hankered even by Lord Shiva, who wants to enter as Gopeshwar Mahadev. So Gopeshwar Mahadev, once Lord Shiva decorated himself like a gopi, and he came to the entrance where Lalita Vishaka, where Radharani's associates were standing. So he pleaded to them, I am a new gopi, I also want to join this rasa dance. They looked at this gopi, hey, who is this new gopi? We have not seen her before. At that time, the snake came out, like that snake came out from the neck of Shiva. So the gopis got frightened, and Krishna laughed and said, oh, this is our Mahadev, he said. So he told Mahadev, you be a Dwarpal, you be a Dhampal. So stand at the entrance of the rasa dance along with Lalita Vishaka, and you also join the screening committee. Who can join the rasa dance and who shouldn't join. So you'll find wherever there is Krishna temple, there will be Shiva temple also as a Dhampal. In Vrindavan, you'll find, and other places also you find. Like in Juhu, we have our Radha Rasbihari temple. Nearby, we have a Shiva temple. Right next to it, you'll find. Shiva is the screener, screening committee Lord has put him. So Shiva want to join. Even Lakshmi feels, oh, Narayana is very serious personality, sober, always with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. He's always busy and very, very seriously subduing irreligious people and protecting devotees. And so she was thinking that, but my same Lord Narayana, when I see him as Krishna, he's very sportive. He's very playful. He's dancing in Rasa dance with all the different forms of Lakshmis, the gopis. So she develops a desire. I want to enter also the Rasa dance. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a discussion with Venkata Bhatta in South India when he went to Srirangam. Lord Chaitanya asked, Venkata Bhatta ji, you worship Lakshmi Narayan here in South India. How is it that your Lakshmi is not satisfied with Narayana? She want to go and dance with Krishna. And Venkata Bhatta asked, my dear Lord, Krishna, Narayana and Tattva, they are only one. Is it wrong for a wife to dance with her husband when he is in a very joyful mood performing such a dance? And Mahaprabhu said, no. That's definitely it's not wrong. But I am saying she is more attracted to the sportive, playful nature of Krishna than the sober nature of Lord Narayana. And then Krishna told Lakshmi ji, you can enter, but you have to give your Mahishi Bhav, queen, Bhava of a queen of Vaikuntha. You have to give up that. And you have to simply come to Vrindavan, live like a rustic girl in Vrindavan, and you have to take the gobar and make gobar cakes. You have to milk the cows. You have to do such kind of household activities. And eat only khichdi in Vrindavan, simple. Braj roti and braj sabji, things like that. So she found it very difficult because in Vaikuntha, you get basmati rice and molten ghee and all that you get. So even today, if you go to Bilvavan, Lakshmi ji is sitting like this with folded palms, begging the Vajabasis. In December month, they go and feed her khichdi. And she's doing yachana for Raj, even Lakshmi. So Krishna finally told Lakshmi, don't try to trouble yourself so much. I will keep you in my heart as a Srivatsa golden hair. There is one golden hair in the chest of Lord Narayana and Krishna also. It's only there with Supreme Lord. Two things, Kaustuva jewel and Srivatsa Chinna. These two things. Only in the Supreme Lord will have it. So she is sitting in the like dollar we wear now sometimes in our heart. Like that, she's remaining in the heart and Krishna is dancing with Gopi. She gets to watch it. That's all. That's the best situation she can achieve. Who? Lakshmi. Kasyana bhavo nadeva vidmahe tavangrirenu sparashadhikara yadvanchaya shri lalana charattapo vihaya kaman suchiram dritavrata. See, this is a verse which says that. The Nagapatnis are telling Krishna that yadvanchaya Shri means Lakshmi. Lakshmi is having vancha to join the rasa dance. Shri lalana acharattapo. She's doing great tapas for attaining this rasa dance. Yadvanchaya Shri lalana acharattapo vihaya kaman. She has given up all her desires to reside in Vaikuntha. Suchiram dritavrata. She is, for a long time, she is doing great strict vows of eating khichdi and such kinds of things. She is trying to enter the rasa dance. So in this way, even Shiva and Lakshmi are trying to enter. It is not ordinary dance. When they can't enter, what are they doing? Shiva and Parvati are flying in the sky and they are showering flowers on the rasa dance. I'll show you the picture later. Okay, read the next one. Yeah? No sound is coming?
Krishna reciprocates according to Jiva's desire. Someone wants Krishna as son, someone as friend, someone as lover or husband. When 16,000 princesses were delivered by Krishna from Bhaumasura's jail, they wanted Krishna as their husband, and Krishna immediately accepted their request.
Yeah, see, people don't understand what is the meaning of God. The meaning of God means you can't count him as any other man like you or me. He is actually every one of us in the creation. We are his part and parcel. We are a small amsh of him. We are a tiny part and parcel of him. And he satisfies every part and parcel. Some part and parcels, like these calves you see, they want to play with Krishna. So he is ready to be their master. And there are coward boys who want to play with him games in the forest. He reciprocates with those jivas in that way. And somebody wants him as a son like Yashoda. So he's ready to become Yashoda's son. Isn't it? And similarly, somebody wants to accept him in the mood of lover and the beloved relationship, the gopis, then he accepts them. Like you see the left bottom corner picture, that is Krishna delivering all the 16,000 princesses from the Bhaumasura's jail. And Krishna was very happy that I liberated them all. He told them, all of you princesses, go home, meet your parents and get married and lead a very happy life. But they were not even budging an inch. They told, Krishna asked, what is the reason? They said, we are a rejected lot because we have been touched and brought by Bhaumasura. Nobody will marry us and we don't even know whether parents will accept us. Like that they said. And Krishna said, then what do you want? They said, you accept us as your wife. Then our life would be perfect. They said, Krishna said, all right, come. Immediately he took all of them and gave them all, one palanquin. And he expanded himself into 16,000 forms. If one of the princesses was tall, then he also expanded himself tall. She was short, he also expanded himself short. She was little stocky and he was also a little stocky. She was thin, he was thin, exactly made for each other. He expanded himself appropriately and he gave them all one palace in Dwaraka. And he also expanded himself into so many forms and gave them the opportunity to serve him. And gave them costly saris and golden ornaments to wear. And they all thought this is our husband. But actually these ladies are not ordinary people. These are Mahabhagavad devotees. Millions of lifetimes they have been Krishna's devotees. And they have become completely purified to be able to connect with Krishna in the mood of a husband and wife. And they were most beautiful. If you read the description in Dwaraka in 10th Canto of Bhagavatam, you will see they were Mukta dosha, the word is used. They are completely free from any blemish in their body. In this world, somebody has beautiful eyes or beautiful nose. One part of the body may be beautiful, but these 16,000 princesses were spotlessly beautiful, spotless, good qualities they had. And they wore costly saris and costly ornaments, but with all their feminine bashful smiles, they could not, attract and agitate the mind of Krishna. Rather, Krishna was only attracted to their seva bhava. Like when Krishna would come in the evening, they would take off his shoes, wash his feet, and then offer him an elevated couch to sit. They would remove his mukut and comb his hair and offer him a big plate of prasad and fan him standing next to him. All the servant maids would be watching because they will not give the service to anybody else. They would personally perform it. So in this way, these jivas create, actually they are all expansions of Radharani. You will read that. They are all goddesses of fortune, Lakshmis actually, who got a chance to serve the Lord intimately because Prabhupada explains how anybody to achieve that position of being a friend of the Lord or parent of the Lord or, wife of the Lord, it's not an ordinary position. So Lord is actually allowing the jivas to reciprocate with him. They serve him and he serves them. In that way, he fulfills their desire. Yeah, read it.
Sixth, material lust is completely absent in Krishna. That is precisely the reason why perfect celibates for life, like Jayadev Goswami, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Shankaracharya, Gopijan Vallabhashtakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shukdev Goswami, Narad Rishi, have devoted their whole existence to chanting and hearing the glories of Krishna's pastime.
Yeah. So we can quote so many pastimes of so many personalities. Like these are all not, one is very, very big Acharya. Like in the Shri Sampradaya, there is Andal Tiruppavi, which is sung in every temple you will find. In that Andal Tiruppavi, she is talking in the mood of a gopi, which is most appreciated by Ramanujacharya. Similarly, you will find Shankaracharya has written glories of the gopis. In the 8 stanzas, three or four stanzas are for the gopis of Vrindavan. He has glorified. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu clearly says, Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesha Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramyakaji Dupasana Brajavadu Vargena Va Kalpita. Like that he says. He says, Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya. The best worship is worship of Krishna and Vrindavan. And then Ramyakaji Dupasana Brajavadu Vargena Va. Brajavadu means the gopis. Gopis are the topmost devotees of Krishna. Like that he says. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similarly, Narada, he wanted to learn about the gopis. So he went to Kusum Sarovar, took a dip, and then he came out as a Naradi Gopi. Then he entered into Rasa dance and learned everything. Then he wrote Narada Bhakti Sutra. Again, he took a dip and then came out as Narada later on. So, which means all the great personalities. One more personality's name missing here is Uddhava, who was a very good, very intimate associate of Krishna. So, Krishna's father Uddhava. Who is Uddhava? Vrishni Nam Pravaro Mantri Krishnasya Daitasya Saka Shishyo Brihaspate Sakshat Uddhavo Buddhi Sattamaha. See, three big qualifications of Uddhava. What is it? First one, he says, Vrishni Nam Pravaro Mantri. He is the topmost minister of Krishna in Dwaraka. No other minister was as intelligent as him. Krishnasya Daitasya Saka. He says he is a very, very dear friend of Krishna also. He is a cousin actually. He is a cousin of Krishna and very dear friend of Krishna also. How dear you want to know? Krishna is telling in one verse in 11th canto. To the Uddhava, you are more dear to me than Brahmaji also, than Shivaji also, even more than Lakshmi also. And then he's saying, you are dear to me more than myself also. He says, like for all of us, the person whom we see in the mirror is very dear, which is ourselves. But Krishna is telling, you are dear to me more than myself also. He's telling Uddhava. So Uddhava is so dear. Uddhava is so highly accomplished and qualified. And he is Shishya of Brihaspati. Brihaspati is the guru of the Devatas. And he's the guru of the Devatas. But our Uddhava is also his topmost Shishya, intelligent. And Krishna told him, Uddhava, you have learned everything. But I want you to take one news to the Vrajabasis and give it and come. So in the name of the pretext of sending him to Vrindavan to give a news to the Nanda Baba, Yashoda, and everybody, he wanted Uddhava to go to Vraja and learn Vraja Bhakti from the gopis and come back. And Uddhava stayed 3 months, and 3 months he understood what is Vrajabasi. My Lord. He said, these are not ordinary beings. He said the climax of any religion is pure love of God. And these people are living pure love of God. So when Uddhava was staying there, another time I can tell you about the Nanda Baba Yashoda interaction with him. That's very amazing also. But his interaction with the gopis is more special. When he was telling the gopis the message about Krishna and telling the pastimes of Krishna, the gopis started enacting the pastimes. One gopi climbed on the shoulder of another gopi and said, hey Kalia, today I will subdue you. You cannot trouble. Anybody like that? She was adopting the mood of Krishna dancing on Kalia. And the class is going on. And in between the class, she is demonstrating. Another gopi took the end of her sari and said, all of Vijayabhajis, come and take shelter of Govardhan. That angry Indra cannot do anything to you. I will protect you. Like that she was telling. So when Uddhava was saying, my Lord, these gopis have gone mad. This is called Divya Unmad. They got the Divya Unmad. Then after the 3 months, when he was leaving, he sang one very famous poem. Asamaho charana renu jushamaham syam vrindavane kimapi gulbajalata oshadinam yaduschajam charanamarya patam chahitva veju mukunda padavim shrutivir vimragyam. Very beautiful verse it is. He said, let me become a tree in Vrindavan to watch the devotion of the gopis, he said. Then he said, what's the use of becoming a tree? Let me become a bush so that I can get the mercy of the gopis, he thought. Then he said, that is also useless. If I am a bush, gopis will just pass by. Let me become a trin. He's saying, so that let me become like a vanaspati or like a grass in Vrindavan. Because when gopis are carrying buttermilk, they will walk over me as a grass and the dust will come on my head. By taking that dust, maybe I'll get little love for Krishna. Like that he thought Uddhava. So you can imagine when Uddhava went back, he told about his experience to Krishna. Krishna was completely satisfied that Uddhava understood. So Uddhava was given a promotion from the Jnana platform to the Shuddha Bhakti of Vrajabasis platform by going to Vrindavan and meeting Vrajabasis. So in this way, you will see material lust is completely absent in Krishna as well as the gopis because the relationship is one of pure love. See, here is another personality. See, this is coming in the Srimad Bhagavatam. I will tell you long story cut short. I will explain to you. When Shukadev was to be born, 16 years this boy didn't come out from his mother's womb. So you may wonder, generally children stay in the mother's womb for how long? 9 months? 16 years he was not ready to come. So Vedavyas and his wife They are waiting for the child to appear. He's not appearing. Afterwards, Vedavyas gave a confirmation, and then after the 16 years, because he thought outside world is full of Maya, he didn't want to come. But then when he came out, the moment he came out, he walked towards the forest. Yam prabrajantam anupetam upeta krityam vaipayano virahakatara ajuhava putreti tanmayataya taravo vinedustam sarvabhuta hridayam munimanatosmi. This is a verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam which says, Yam prabrajantam. As soon as he was born, he went towards forest. He was completely renounced Brahman, realized Jnani. So the picture you are seeing here, as he was going to the forest, his father was walking behind. At the time, ladies were taking bath in the ladies' pond. There was a pond meant only for the ladies. In that road where ladies would take bath, there will be bushes and trees, and no man would generally walk on that side. So Shukadeva was walking towards the forest, and the ladies in the water, they saw, and then as he passed by, then their father, Shukadeva's father, Vedavyas is coming behind. You are seeing, isn't it? Okay, immediately ladies put on their clothes and everything. So Vedavyas said, hey, I am fit enough to be your grandfather. You girls are feeling shy, you are covering your body. When Shukadeva was passing, you didn't feel so shy. What is the reason? They said, oh, great sage, your son knows not the difference between man and woman. He sees only the pure spirit soul in every body. Because generally, the children are very masoom, very innocent. When they are up to the age of like 7 or 8 or 9, But after 10, not after 10 generally, even up to 12, 10 or 12, once a boy grows beyond 10, 11, then the boy would only sit on men's side. He will not go to women's side. Imagine an 18-year-old boy. Sometimes he is sitting with my father, and then another time he is going and sitting in the girl's side. In the middle of all the Matajis in the temple, people will think his nut has got loose or something. He has gone crazy. So generally, in a temple, you will find one side women, another side men. They said, so because generally beyond the age of 10, 12, 13, the lust starts developing. Whereas this boy was how old? 16 years old. But he saw only the pure spirit soul, Pandita Samadarshinaha. He saw like that. Such a Brahman realized Jnani. So when he went to the forest, and there he heard 2 beautiful songs sung by 2 woodcutters. Barha Pitam Natavaravapu Karnayor Karnikaram Vibrat Vasa Kanaka Kapisham Vaijayantim Chamalam Chandran Venu Radara Sudaya Purayan Gopa Vrindair Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam Pravishad Gita Kirtihi. This was one song. Another song was Aho Bakiyam Sanakala Kutam Jigam Sayapaya Edapyasadri Lebhe Gatim Datrim Uchitam Tatonyam Kambadayalum Sharanam Vrajema. This is the second verse. So one verse talks about Krishna's beauty. When he goes to forest with covered boys, surrounded by cows and calves, and playing on his flute with curly locks of hair, peacock feather on his head, and wearing Vaijayanti Mala and shining Pitambar Dhoti. That's the first verse. And second verse is about how he liberated Putana, Rakshasi, and gave her the position of mother in the spiritual world. These 2 verses he heard. One verse is about Krishna's attractiveness. Second verse about Krishna's compassion. He fainted unconscious. Later on, he got up and asked these 2 woodcutters, hey, who is this personality? I want to meet him. Who taught you these verses? Then they said, we learned it from Vedavyas. Vedavyas, he's my father only. Then he took a U-turn from the forest, came back to home, and then stayed under the custody of his father and learned the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. So, and that Shukadeva Goswami, although he played the role, he dramatized the role of a Brahmajnani becoming a Bhakta, impersonalist becoming a personalist. If you want to know originally who he is actually parrot of Srimati Radharani in the spiritual world. So Radharani would take the parrot in her 2 fingers like this, and he would say, Radhe, Radhe, he would say, and Radharani would say, Radhe, Radhe, Mam Vada, Krishna, Krishna Vada. Like that she would say, hey, don't call Radhe, Radhe. You tell me Krishna's name, and that will be more pleasing to me. And that is how she gave Diksha to him. Krishna, Krishna Vada. She said, always chant Krishna, Krishna. So then the parrot started, whenever Radharani would pick him up in the 2 fingers, the parrot would say, Krishna, Krishna, like that he would say. And she would feed the pomegranate, anar, in the mouth of the parrot. And that such is Shukadeva Goswami. He pretended to be like a Brahman realizing Jnani for the world to learn that being an impersonalist is not that a great platform. Superior to the Brahman platform is Bhagavan platform. So he did that. Now, when he, after hearing of the Bhagavatam, when Parikshit Maharaj was to die in 7 days, you know, he and all the many saintly people assembled at the bank of Ganges. At that time, Shukadeva came there. Everybody got up and offered obeisances to him. And then they gave him the esteemed Vyasapit seat to him. And in that same lecture, his own father, Narada, Vedavyas was sitting. And Vedavyas's guru, Narada, even he was sitting in the audience. That means Guru and great Guru, they are all sitting and hearing from him. Why? Because they knew very well. Shukadeva looks like a 16-year-old boy, but he is Radharani's parrot. He is very, very special. And hearing Bhagavatam from him, he will tell all the rasas of the spiritual world in detail. And everybody wanted to hear from him. So, therefore, even today, if you go to any Mayavadi in India, you take the name of Shukadeva Goswami, they will tremble. If they know that you know about Shukadeva Goswami and Srimad Bhagavatam, they won't be able to stand in front of you, because for them, he was the #1 hero, just like people respect Shankaracharya in the modern times. Similarly, from the ancient times, anybody want to know who is the greatest Brahman realizing anime, Shukadeva Goswami. There are many other stories about Shukadeva Goswami's sense control also, going to Janaka Maharaja's kingdom. So Vedavyas had sent him. I didn't tell you about that. He's a very highly accomplished scholar and sense controlled Purusha, sense controlled personality. But then when he manifested his devotion to Sri Krishna, that was another great climax. So therefore you will find, and that Shukadeva Goswami is glorifying Radharani as the ultimate devotee and the gopis as the ultimate devotees. He is also an Ashtika Brahmachari. See here you see, Shukadeva Goswami is sitting and speaking to Parikshit and all the sages. See, Narada is sitting there right in the front. His grand guru is sitting. And next to Narada is the Vedavyas is sitting. You're seeing in the picture, blue color, isn't it? Yeah. You can see such personalities are glorifying the gopis. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced deep loving emotions for Sri Krishna in the mood of Radharani, you see. Like here in the picture, you find right side picture. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is remembering Radha and the gopis when Krishna was taken out of Vrindavan by Akrura. Krishna Balram were taken, how the gopis fainted unconscious. So Mahaprabhu cried tears of remembrance of that incident. Evam Bruvana Hirahatura Brisham Prajastriya Krishna Ishattamanasa Visrujjalajam Durudusma Suswaram Govinda Damo Daramadhaveti Govinda Damo Daramadhaveti Govinda Damo Daramadhaveti Govinda Damo Daramadhaveti Govinda Damo Daramadhaveti. So the gopis, when Krishna Balaram were taken away, whole night they were crying, but what were they crying? Govinda Damodara Madhava. Hey Govinda, hey Damodara, hey Madhava. They were not crying, and they were not crying.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we are not able to hear.
Now you can hear now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So I will stop with this one for today, and I'll continue this theme in the next lecture also. Tomorrow's lecture, I'll continue this. We finished how many? 7 points we have finished, I think, correct now? So, yeah, with this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu slide, I'll conclude now. Tomorrow we'll start with this Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur slide here, which you see now here. This slide will begin tomorrow, and there are 3 more points, 7, 8, 9, 10 also are there. And then we, actually right now we are understanding the gopis now. After that, we will understand the Radha Tattva also tomorrow. And then we'll proceed further. And we will not rush through. Now it's time also now. I exceeded the time for today. We'll continue tomorrow, okay? Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So let us thank Prabhuji for such wonderfully explaining to us. Hare Krishna is performing such pastimes, nicely explained strictly to all of us, the 7.6 points. Let us thank Prabhuji by loudly chanting one time. Hari Bol. Thank you. So we'll end here.